If it makes noise, I might buy it.
Bam! Married. So our wedding was earlier this week, actually, and we are in Fayetteville, North Carolina, visiting one of the only independent record stores within, I'd say, 40 to 50 miles, Back Around Records. We're here to meet with Sean, the owner. He's going to show us around a little bit. Let's check it out.
How's it going? My name's Sean Adkins, and I own Back Around Records in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and I'll show you around. This is the Market House Traffic Circle. It's downtown Fayetteville, like right here. My address is 1 Market Square. So since we're outside, this mural, I've been trying to do something on it for years now, since I had the store for 7 years and I bought the building. Basically, it tells everything of what Fayetteville's about, you know, from like Babe Ruth's first home run, then J. Cole. I had something to do with having him his first gig over at Dustgate Zone back in '99. Come on up. So I'm sort of hidden a little bit. Have a good one, man. Nope. The idea of this was just, this is sort of how my house looks. I love art. So I hired a bunch of my artist friends and we just went ham for many a year. This idea was Dark Side of the Moon / Stairway to Heaven, and you'll see why. Right here I'm gonna do the yellow brick road that goes around, right? See? Where David Bowie is right there, I think I'll do like Jim Morrison, like the Doors of Perception. So yellow brick road, the Doors of Perception. So cassettes, like all this is metal. My lighting sucks right now, but all this is metal, all this is rock. These are just shirts that I used to have a place called The Rock Shop and had bands in all the time. And let me show you these 2 new rooms. These are ones I just opened. It's like not everything's priced yet, but it's gonna be such a good price when you bring it up. Like all this used to be my backstock. All this is soul funk R&B. I do everything by first name. And of course, at some point, this will be a psychedelic masterpiece. And then in here, all this is rock. You know, like all this right here is like Stones. And this is just part of my backlog. And I figured I'd just open it up so people could sift A, and then it drops down to D, drops down, keeps going. So, man, I keep getting awesome stuff. This is a military town, so Fort Bragg's one of the biggest military bases in the world. So I get all kinds of stuff. Like people don't, like you go to a record store and they don't have any metal because it's sold out, obviously. You know, no one's coughing up their metal. I have everything. Basically, I tell people if it makes noise, I might buy it, you know. So all this is jazz. Okay, this is all my metal selection, top and bottom. All this is rock, up and down. All these are on wheels, you know, you can bring it out. I have seats everywhere too. Only have so much room, so I wish I had a little bit more room so I could just put it all out on the floor because I have more at the house, but it is what it is. Punk, alternative, weird. And then all this is electronic down here, like really cool, just, you know, like Boredoms. And came across several collections from like New York City that would blow your brain apart. Okay, all this is metal, CDs. Damn. All this is punk, country, electronic, goth. Dude, my electronic goth selection's about to just go through the roof because a legendary record store from around here called Music Hut. It closed down, let's say, I don't know, 15 years ago, and Bob was awesome, man. He gave me like my first gig. He was just like me, like had a record store and had a music venue, and he passed away, and I just went into his house and I was like, I'll buy that room. Just like, don't let anybody in here. And I'm fucking so glad I did, because I'm a sucker and for like local stuff, you know. I click the shit out, man. You got to see my house, like you'll understand. But like all this is still rock, hip hop, R&B, comedy, and okay, all these records, soul, funk, R&B, hip hop, blues, reggae, soundtracks, Latin. All this is jazz. And the way I go about pricing records is I look it up, and then I see what it goes for what it, and then I just dumb it down from there. So no matter what, I know I got the best price in the world at that point, you know, at least online. I'm a collage artist, so like if you look into this right here, like you'll see like Chili Peppers and Hall & Oates. There's so much right here, you know. But since I had the building, I was going to do it like on Masonite or something like that, to where if I ever left, I could move it. But hey, man.
So the artwork for this reminds me, like my dad and mom had this CD growing up, and I never knew what it was.
I do.
It's wild.
That's fun.
Great White. Back Around Records, it was kooky.
I absolutely loved it.
It's like a sensory overload.
I felt like I was going in almost like an old school haunted house or something. Like black lights, colors everywhere, things spinning, making noises. It was an experience. I loved it.
Every turn you took, you saw something cool and creative and amazing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, out of this world.
It is absolutely a destination store because there's so much to look at.
Oh my gosh, seriously. And like, if you're not even looking at the records, like you're looking at everything on the walls.
I have never seen a record store this full, run by a true artist who loves art. There's no discrimination on what that art is.
Yeah, it's just so endearing.
Back Around Records is very much a used record store. If you're finding something sealed, it was traded in that way, or he bought it that way. I don't think he orders from distributors. He builds on the trust of the community. It's painfully obvious. Sean's a character. One thing you're immediately sure of when you first meet Sean is that he loves what he's doing.
For sure. Loved him, loved the vibes, the energy, everything about that store. It was just so great.
I haven't riffed that hard with a store owner about music in a very long time.
Yeah,
So it felt good for him to discover Russian Circles and for him to play us his music. And normally it's like, hey man, you want to check out my band?
Yeah.
Say the line, Bart.
Big things coming. Yeah! It wasn't like that. His music was phenomenal.
It was. It was very good. And he had different, like, genres that he was doing. You can tell he loves, like, being there and talking to people about music, which that's amazing. Like, how many times do you go in a store, like a record store, and someone doesn't even speak to you? So, like, you know, if him wanting to speak to you and actually, like, hold a conversation about music and can do so and hold the conversation very well.
So one of my favorite things to do is look in the psych rock section and then find like some artwork of a band I've never heard and basically pick it out and buy it if it's the right price. I picked up one of the Blue Cheer albums. Apparently it's this like bluesy psych rock type stuff. Can't pronounce the name of the record. Not even gonna try to. The price is fine and I can't wait to spin it.
Vince Bus Eruptum.
You know, I'm for it.
That's what I think.
Now, this is definitely one of those record stores where you have to pull the record out of the jacket and check the condition. I think it's because Sean goes beyond just listening to the record, right? Just because it's scratched up doesn't mean that there's something you can't do with it.
I don't feel that I need to explain my art to you, Warren.
I have this already, but it's a little roached, and I wanted something that was more presentable in my eyes.
Okay.
I picked up The Best of the Band. This is a Columbia House reissue. Guaranteed you've heard at least one of their songs in your lifetime. Go check them out, and then watch the Scorsese documentary, The Last Waltz. Absolutely phenomenal documentary, concert, music type movie. So I picked up what is, in my opinion, the best Cream album, Disraeli Gears. I think that's how you say it. I've never been able to pronounce that right. It's still in the shrink, which is amazing. And the condition's pretty okay. Prices vary. You'll find stuff that's priced low, you'll find stuff that's priced a little too high, but I am always down to help out a local business.
Oh, absolutely.
So naturally, we were a little famished, if you will.
Yeah, I'm always hungry.
I had one of the best cheeseburgers I've ever had in my entire life. It was this place like 5 doors down called Archway. If you're ever in the Fayetteville area, go to eat there
Yeah.
because
It's actually quite nice. Very delicate.
cheeseburgers.
Thank you, Sean, for inviting us in and being so welcoming and showing us around. We loved it. We loved your store.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You get this is the we need food. It's not super cool. So this place, no, sorry. No, this is just. Miller's coming to hang out.
Lay down, Bubs.
Thank you. Go lay down. Bubba, go lay down.